Later on in the show. What's up, everybody? I'm Russ with Angel and Carlos and Ryan, Angelique, and I got a special guest here. Now, here, one of the things that, as you know, it's radio. And in radio, guess what we need? We need sponsors. Sponsors are important to the entire radio program. And, you guys know that when we do live reads and we do live commercials and stuff like that, it's from sponsors that we meet, we talk to, we believe in, and all that kind of stuff. And something came up yesterday, and it reminded me of a little, I'm not going to say argument, but let's say almost disagreement that Ryan and Carlos had the other day. And I said, okay, you know what? I think I might be able to. I got an idea for this. But with us right now is Bobby, and Bobby has a company, and it's something that I believe in, and that's a water treatment system. Like, I have a water treatment system in my house, and so when they asked me, hey, would you want to read for Pure Water Changes, and it's a water treatment system, I'm like, oh yeah, I believe in water treatment systems for sure. I have one already, and the salesperson who I spoke to goes, well, yeah, but they want you to have their system. And I'm like, well, I got a system. I paid a lot of money for it. Like, I don't know. I said, listen, can we just say I believe in water treatment and I could just still do the endorsement, but I don't have to use this system. He said, well, let me bring the owner over, and he can look at your system, and we can talk about it. And I'm like, okay, I'll tell you what's going to happen. This guy's going to come over, and he's going to look at my system, and he's going to say, that system's crap. Mine's so much better. I'm ready for it. Okay, fine. So I'm at the house yesterday. Bobby's coming over with the new sales guy. I'm ready for this dude to come in and tell me how bad my system is. Here we go. Bobby comes in, nice gentleman. He goes, let's look at your system. Okay, Bobby, I'll show you where it is. Go out and show him. He's like, man, that's a good system. And I said, what? And he's like, no, I used to work for that company. Like, that's premium. That's like, how much you pay for it? I told him, like, $7,000. He goes, yeah, that's a good one. I said, okay, well, then you don't have to take this one out and put in a new one. We'll just say that. And Bobby's like, yeah, I can't do that, Russ. And I'm like, why? Because with what I do, I have to be authentic, and it's got to be real, and it's got to. We can't lie about anything.
Not on my show.
And I said, no, we could just, And he goes, no. He goes, what I want to do is, if I'm gonna choose you as an endorser, then I want you to use my system. This system is a great one. I said, well, what am I going to do with that one? He goes, well, you can give it to somebody if you want to. And the other day, we had the conversation in here about that. Mm-hmm. And as soon as I said it, Ryan Holmes goes, I'll take your old system. And then,
dibs.
And then Carlos goes, I want a system like that.
Dibs.
And so I said, well, if I want to give it to one of the guys on the show, would you take it out and go put it in one of their houses? And Bobby's like, I'd be glad to do that. So then I thought to myself about a conversation, Angel, that you and I had about you get left out of stuff all the time. Like, we're in here having conversation, and Angel doesn't get to be involved in it because we're talking about things in here. So I asked.
That's the bonus of having your own private apartment.
So I asked Bobby. I said, Bobby, once again, we sat and talked for a long time, and I love this dude. He's a good guy. And I said, Bobby, if we did this bit where obviously I'm going to endorse your product, so you'll put your product in my house, but would you take the one that I have? It's like a $7,000 system, and you said it's just as good as the one that you have. It's
top
just
of the line, sure.
Top of the line. Would you put it in one of their houses? And you're like, well, sure, I'll do that. I said, can we do it this way? Can you go to each one of their homes and check their water, and whoever has the worst water gets the free $7,000 system.
And the other one just has to live with their known now terrible water.
No, we still have plenty more.
And so explain once again, Bobby. I thought for sure when you came over, you were going to go, oh, this system sucks. Mine's better, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, because you could have sold him another one.
Yeah.
He's a bit of a sucker.
I'm a sucker, yeah. And I will say this. I believe in water treatment systems because if I bought another house, I would have to have a water treatment system because the hard water that they have in Apopka is terrible. It's horrible. But why is it you were so? I was surprised you were so flat out honest about it.
Well, it's pretty simple. I mean, we went through the regeneration process on your system. Everything was working perfectly, and tested your water firsthand right at your kitchen sink. Everything was working great.
Yeah.
So Can't make that up.
Yeah, couldn't make it up, and so let's say you take out that system and install it in someone else's house. It won't hurt the system. Nothing bad will happen. It would still be the same system, right?
No, it's other than a little more effort involved. It's not much different than moving a refrigerator or a washer and dryer. It's an appliance.
Okay, all right. Because I know what Ryan right away said, I want it.
No.
And then Carlos, you said you wanted it.
Yeah.
and then Angel, you didn't get to be a part of the conversation. So is that something you're all interested in?
Yeah. Having this guy come out and test the water at each one of our houses?
Yeah. And,
absolutely.
And see whoever's is the worst. Whoever has the worst water gets the system.
I was gonna be me. My water's basically chewy at this point. It's so hard.
Why do you say your water would be the worst?
Well, I get stains from water. Like this white stuff is all around my bathroom handles. I can't clean it off after a certain point. My brand new refrigerator, like where the water you get the water in it, it leaks down. It's just white. It looks like an adult film set.
You're right about one thing. It's definitely the water.
What is that from, Bobby?
All the particles and elements that are in the water, the TDS, the total dissolved solids, all that's got to come out. All we're trying to do is get water back to the way it's supposed to be and take everything out.
Yeah. Carlos, how do you think your water is?
I don't know.
Yeah?
I don't know. I don't really. I've tasted it. It tastes
Do you pay a
fine.
water bill? Are you on city water?
Yeah.
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 So,
I live in DeLand.
okay.
And I don't sit there and go like, oh, it's really, really bad, or really I have a filtered water system already, but not like a water softening system.
What do you have?
Well, like from my fridge.
Okay.
And then we have like a water cool system, separate one that you buy from the store, you know?
Yep.
But I don't know. I've done it before in my other house, and the guy was really smart. Like he did.
But we
the same.
definitely have customers in DeLand. What we have found is that all the water in Florida is bad.
Right.
It's not rocket science. It's pretty simple. The more people that move here, we're not growing more land in Florida. It is what it is, and it's the second fastest growing state. So it's a simple process. The more people, the more industry, the more everything going down into the soil. Water's not going to get better. It's only going to get worse.
I would ask, what is second and third prizes? Because that's my next question.
There are none.
It's just one and done?
One person wins.
Y'all have fun, boys.
One person wins a $7,000 system.
My time is valuable, and I'm sure yours is too. But enjoy your water testing battle.
You don't want to see what your water's like though, because I'm good. There could be secrets hiding in your water.
I know I did it. They did it at my house, old house, and it was the best show I've ever seen. Like in the sense of like how they were able to pull the water. You see how nasty the water really is. You don't know until you test it like that. And so no, I fully believe in it. I think that's a good thing.
I'm 90% sure my dog's kidney problems are from my water at this point.
Angel,
That's the craziest statement I ever heard anybody say.
You live in Apopka, and that's where I live, and I know the water's not that great out there.
Oh, yeah. And like what you were talking about, Ryan, you could see it in the shower and stuff like that, where, it just gets on all the fixtures and whatnot. And you could also, when you're washing the dishes, and if you don't run them through the dishwasher and you just wash them by hand, they dry on their own. There's always watermarks on there and whatnot. Yeah.
Even when if my mom has it where it turns pink, instead of it being like the white stuff that you're talking about, it's like a pinky film. It's really weird. So.
Right, yeah. And so far what we've talked about is what our showers look like or what our sinks look like.
And I can imagine
How
consuming
about your
that.
skin?
Yeah. Oh, no,
You thought about that
super
later?
dry.
Oh, yeah.
Super dry.
I'm 21, man.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, so Bobby, a lot of times when and this is just the way people look at it or whatever. The guy, they come out and they do the thing with the they got the little vial and they put little drops in it and all that stuff. And some people think, oh, that's just some sort of magic show. That's just some sort of flim flam or whatever. I know I can tell a difference without a doubt from the water when it's treated and then when it's not treated. But what's your observation about that?
Well, first off, let's talk about city water.
Yeah.
I'm be willing to challenge anyone to stop by Pinch a Penny, pick up a chlorine testing kit, and it will absolutely blow your mind that your water that you take a shower in has most times double the amount of chlorine that is in a swimming pool.
Right.
Now, let's reverse that question for a second. Would anybody ever scoop up a pot of coffee out of a swimming pool and make it?
No.
Of course not. But yet, if you're using the water out of your tap, that's exactly what you're doing every single day.
Right.
That simple.
Yeah, I would like I say, if I bought another house, I'd have to have another treatment system.
As far
I
as
believe in
the
them, yeah.
test, you were asking about the test.
The
As
test,
far
yeah.
as the test goes, I can't obviously speak for every single company out there, but
Yeah.
I am familiar with quite a few of them,
Yeah.
and we all pretty much use the exact same test, and it's a simple scientific test. We use precipitation 1 and precipitation 2
Yeah.
to separate anything that is in the water and make it visible so you can see it. And as far as the chlorine test goes, that's as simple as it gets. It's no different than testing pH.
Now, you said for my house, you're going to put in, what did you say, ionization?
Oh, to put the ions back in, to put all the.
Reverse
That's not what he's asking. What you're referring to is the reverse osmosis.
osmosis. That's it, yeah.
And then the next level up that is we can turn your reverse osmosis into alkaline water.
Yeah.
We can add a filter to it that will raise the pH up, and you'll have actually alkaline water right at
And
your
that is
kitchen
the
sink.
best of the best.
Oh.
That is.
So what's,
yeah.
what's the reverse osmosis? What's that?
Well, the reverse osmosis is what you're consuming. That's your consumable water.
Yeah.
The whole home system, we refer to it as conditioned water. It's for the heavy lifting. It's for your dishwasher, your washing machine, your showers, so your hair and skin feels amazing, so your clothes are clean.
Yeah.
And then when you go to the next level for your consumable water,
Right.
the reverse osmosis.
Okay. Yeah,
That goes right at your kitchen sink, and it's just for your drinking water, cooking water, coffee, tea, etc.
Yeah. I got a friendly Ray Trenley who just left here. He wants to get your number because he needs one for his house or whatever. But and I appreciate you coming on board as a sponsor. Thank you so very
Love
much.
it.
I
Yes.
definitely do believe in treatment systems. So this is going to be between Angel and Ryan, and you'll check their water. Who do you think has worse water? Would it be Apopka or where
So
are you?
Ryan's
Altamonte?
experienced both of them, and he's
yeah.
already saying that his water's chewy. I don't have that problem yet.
Yeah, I do feel like the water when I lived in Apopka was a little bit nicer than, like, ironically, the place called Altamonte Springs.
Well, Altamonte Springs has a reputation for having really bad water.
Does it?
Yeah.
Well, understand, all the water in Florida,
Yeah.
whether you're in
bad,
North Florida
yeah.
or South Florida, all comes from the aquifer.
Yeah.
It's all the same water. It's just a matter of how bad it is.
How
it's
bad it is.
either
How they
it's
treat it.
either a 10 degree of hardness, 11, 12. It's all bad. The goal is to get it to 0 grains of hardness, just like when we were at your sink yesterday.
Yeah.
And because I ran your system through a quick bypass, it allowed a little water in, so we had to allow that to flush out.
Yeah.
And then when we tested it, it was blue. It was 0 grains of hardness. There's no reason.
no hardness at my house. Once again.
Congratulations,
Okay,
buddy.
so Bobby, here's what we got to do to make
Okay.
to make a skit bit happen properly. So when you go to their houses, you can't let them know how bad their water is. You got to keep it a secret, and then when you come back, we'll reveal it and let one of these guys know they just won a $7,000 system for their house.
Right. And the good news is our tests are so scientific that we know to the exact parts per million how many grains of hardness, chlorine, we know exactly.
So keep it a secret from them because we got to reveal it on the air. Yes, Angel.
Has it been your experience with different communities and different towns and all that with their own water treatment plants that they practice different? Like, there's not a one uniformed code for every place in the state of Florida?
I'm not completely understanding the question.
What, like the cities and the counties are providing us the water, right? That's the service that they provide us. But
That is correct.
But there's different treatment plants, right? Are they all the same treatment plant? Are they all using the same thing, or?
For basically, yes.
Okay.
They're pulling the water out of the aquifer, packing it full of chlorine, killing any of the
That's what I'm saying.
bacteria that's
Okay.
in there, and then sending you a bill for it. See, that's what I don't quite have never been able to wrap around my head, and that's why I love the industry so much.
Yeah.
If you stop and think about it, when you go to the store and buy a case of water, you're paying a what? Water bill.
Yeah.
And then yet you get a water bill in the mail. Why? What sense does it make to pay 2 water bills?
Right. Yeah, I get you.
Makes no sense.
And Bobby's got a really interesting story. We can't get into it right now, but I mean, you were telling me about how before you started this business, you were homeless and you had to work your way to where you are now, and how much you really believe in this. And I do too. I mean, when I got my system, I called my mom right away, and my mom's got a system, water treatment system, and she loves it. The only thing is that my mom now she's like, I need more salt for my system. So you have a service where you service the equipment. So you'll come out once for a fee. You'll come out once a month, put salt in.
Sure,
check the
even
whole
if
thing.
they're not already an existing customer, and if they'd like to sign up for our salt service, we can take care of it for them, of course.
That is a game changer. That's beautiful because a lot of people
heavy.
A lot of people will buy a system
yeah.
and they don't put the salt in at the right time. And I was putting too much. You know, you were telling me yesterday, well, if you put it up to this level, it's way too much. I didn't say anything, but that's normally where my salt was.
Yeah.
So I was doing it wrong.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that you're going to now take care of that. Yes, Angel, question for Bobby from Pure Water Changes.
The services that you provide in your company, everything, is it only for residential homes? We got a lot of people texting in right now asking that, do you provide this for condos or for apartments, or is there a version of what you offer for that kind of system?
Interesting question.
Yeah.
To be crystal clear, we can not only put a whole home water treatment system on a property that you own, but we can also help renters out if it is a regular property such as a single family home, a condominium, or a townhouse. The only thing we can't do is
like the complex kind of thing.
That's
right?
correct.
Gotcha.
An apartment complex. That they would never allow us to do that ever.
Gotcha.
So, but yes, if somebody is renting a home or they're renting a townhouse from an individual owner, we can still help them out. Technically, it would be no different than if they wanted to go to Best Buy and buy a freezer and put it in their garage. It's an appliance, and you're going to take it with you.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I fully expected you yesterday to show up at my house and say, your system is crap.
Yeah.
You got to have my system. And you totally threw me for a loop. And I thought that was awesome. The system I have, like I said, is a $7,000 system. One of these guys will win it. You go and you check their water, and whoever's got the worst water wins the system.
That'll be fun.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, Ryan.
So Carlos the other day was ranting about how people are too hydrated
Overhydrated.
lately, like just so hydrated.
That's what I thought he was going for at first.
Never even heard of that.
As a water
It's
expert, I mean, like,
it's a pandemic.
how much water are you drinking in a day? Is there excessive amounts of water, like Carlos thinks?
It's not me. It's the research from the nobody editorials I found.
Well,
Navarro.com.
because I know I'm not hydrated enough because I don't want to drink my house water as much as I want to. You know what I mean? So I do end up buying bottles of water. Then I feel
Oh, you
bad
do?
about the. Yeah, I hate it.
It's one of the craziest things in Europe. You literally go and you turn the tap on and you just drink straight from the tap. Everybody drinks straight from the tap. There is no water filtration
had
And you
stuff.
can do that from your
water?
house. If you have
Yes,
this
I
system,
have.
you can do it at your house without a doubt.
Well, of course, that's
Exactly.
the whole point. It's still to this day, and I think about it every day. People get so excited about moving into their home, and they jump over themselves, getting the internet turned on, getting their electricity turned on, everything else, but they never think about their water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They just it's such a simple process.
All right, it's Bobby from Pure Water Changes. If you want to call him, you can. Brand new sponsor. Thank you for sponsoring the show. I appreciate it. 407 My Water. That's 407 My Water. I'll let you get with Ryan and Angel, get their numbers, check their. And when you've checked their water, let me know. We'll have you come back in and we'll reveal it on the air, and someone will win the $7,000 system, and you'll set it up for them and everything.
That's right.
You're
Thanks
the
for
man.
having me.
Thank you, Bobby. I appreciate it, buddy. All right, listen, we're going to take a break. When we come back, it's time for the King of Denmark. Ryan Holmes will make his daily proclamation. You're listening to the...